I'm giving somebody the blues today.
Now, also going on is the Tekken EU Cup LCQ. This is originally where I thought they would reveal Anna, but then they surprised us with the Tekken talk itself. But at this event, you had a streamer slash like Tekken player get banned. This person goes by the name of Big Nose. Now, some of you may be familiar with who this person is. Maybe you just watched their content, but then some of you guys may be familiar for who this person is for a different reason. Probably about like 2-3 months ago, I can't remember exactly, but this person was basically called out as a racist. Their emotes had a lot of like black stereotypes, and a lot of people didn't forgive him for that. But here the guy is popping up once again and trying to compete. I recently experienced an extremely unprofessional and unfair situation at Tekken EU Cup LCQ tournament. I had been signed up for over 2 months. 2 days before the event, after I had already booked my tickets and hotel accommodations, I discovered I'd been removed from the tournament brackets. The organizers did not notify me. I had reached out myself and asked why I was removed. When I asked for the explanation, they cited cyberbullying as a reason, but refused to provide any details, context, or evidence to support their decision. They stated the decision was final and only offered a refund for the tournament ticket, ignoring the fact that I've already incurred significant travel accommodations costs that could no longer be refunded. The lack of communication and professionalism is unacceptable. The organizers had 2 months to address any concerns or notify me of my removal. They waited until the last possible moment, leaving me with no recourse. To make matters worse, the same thing happened to Momo Dog, Napalm. They were not informed of their removal until they arrived at the venue, where they were banned from entering the event. This kind of behavior of the tournament organizers is deeply disappointing and raises serious concerns about transparency, fairness, and accountability. Now, Momo Dog also responds to this and says, being treated like a menace to society for matters that is supposed to be solved on behalf of both parties with clear evidence is not exactly what I would call fair treatment, especially not when the ban is announced 2 days prior before the event with no chances of talking. Damage done, question mark. Ryujin, this is a Devilgen player. All right, bro, what is going on with tournament organizers lately? We need a reason for the bans to be public, and the people that never got notified of their ban need to be compensated with something for all the expenses. The people responsible for this needs to be held accountable. Another content creator says the big nose dude in the Tekken community trying to figure out why he was banned from an event after being outed as a racist is literally insane to me. Like, you have no idea why. Okay, are Tekken players real people? In response to this, another person says, this is not to defend him for his past actions. It was neither my position to comment on that matter. I do want to point out that the communication issues for Bandai Namco have been piling up, which is why this highlighted section is something I could believe. Not the first time it happened. You could talk about why Big Nose may have been banned. I know bro had a little bit of controversy where he had a bunch of emotes. A lot of people was calling him racist for the emotes that he had. It was a bunch of black like stereotypes. It was not a good look. I know he went on Mike Hollow's stream to try to clear it up, but I remember watching a clip of it and I was like, yeah, that's not a good answer. I can't remember exactly what he said, but I just remember not being satisfied with that answer. Now, speaking to the fact that they weren't notified sooner, I understand there's probably a lot of people entering in tournaments and it would probably be very difficult to look through all of those names and try to figure out who's supposed to be there, who can't be there. It reminds me of what happened with the Chinese player. That person came from a banned region, but then made it all the way through to top 16 and then got banned. Meanwhile, there was a Russian player who got eliminated right before then. So you just have another example of tournaments not knowing who is showing up to their tournaments, and some people are being found out inside the tournaments, and some people's being discovered a couple of days before the tournaments, and they're all being banned, and they feel robbed because of it. I think it is important for the tournaments to have an idea of who's showing up. To me, that sounds like a scary thing. Like, the developers don't know who's showing up to the tournament. But then also, I do think they should try to communicate why they're being banned. Also, speaking to the reason for the ban, at least for Big Nose, it was cyberbullying. And Big Nose said that this was squashed between the two individuals. The two parties kind of squashed it. But then you have Bandai Namco, who maybe don't know that the thing was squashed or whatever, and they're still running with it, they're still carrying it on. And that is a pretty interesting thing as well, like where sometimes you have misunderstandings with people and whatnot, right? And then when you resolve those situations, but then you still are facing consequences elsewhere, especially like in a tournament environment with the TOs who run said tournament, It is a very weird thing, and I think sometimes, bro, Bandai Namco is way too involved. They're way too involved in like just the average person tweeting. I don't know if other games do this where like you just have random people tweeting and then you secretly have like the developers looking at everyone's accounts and like, oh yeah, this person's not welcome. Like it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that they do that. Like you wouldn't expect them to like monitor people's tweets and then ban people based off what those tweets are, unless it's like a huge situation. I can see it from both perspectives, but I do think in a situation like this where players are traveling all over the world, you should try to be more clear with the reasons why they've been banned and also try to act faster when banning people.